This is Coach Lee, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about Valentine's Day, which most of you watching probably dread that day at this point, which is completely understandable. Take a second, click the subscribe button below so that you can be notified when I have more content that's helpful to relationships, to mindfulness, to marriage, and to breakups. So when you think of Valentine's Day, you probably feel it in your stomach. It's probably a painful thing that probably brings anxiety. You may even be worried that your ex might do something with someone else on Valentine's Day. But the biggest concern seems to be, at least based on the comments on my channel and the emails that I get and from the clients that I speak to, the biggest concern, the biggest question is, should you contact your ex on Valentine's Day? Or should you send them a gift? Should you send them flowers? Should you send your ex chocolates on Valentine's Day? I still remember to this day a client who struggled with Valentine's Day and had several coaching calls with me because he was so worried about that day coming up. And what he told me was he wanted her to feel special on Valentine's Day and that he didn't want her to be without a gift. And that really seemed to bother him. Now, part of me suspected he was using that as an excuse because he really truly believed if he gave her a gift that it would warm her heart, cause her to love him again. She would see how much he loved her. She would feel special and like she wanted to be in a relationship with him because of how he made her feel on Valentine's Day. And I would spend all this time on the coaching call convincing him not to send the gift on Valentine's Day. And he would schedule another one just a few days later, and he had talked himself into it again. He was going to do it. He was going to do it. He really wanted to. And there's the key. He wanted to. He would even tell me, I understand strategically it may not be the best thing. And I would tell him, look, I've been doing this for a long time. At that time, it was close to 18 years. I had been professionally observing breakups, not just dating breakups, but marriage separations and divorce, where people wanted this person back and they wanted to get back together with this other person. And so I tried to convince him. And sure enough, Valentine's Day comes up. And would you like to know what he did? He left a gift, flowers, and there were chocolates as well on her doorstep. And he did not put a name. He didn't list who it was from. And he scheduled a coaching call with me to tell me what he did. And he told me that he wanted her to have a gift and not feel left out because he knew that the other girls in her dorm, these were college students, that the other girls in her dorm were probably going to be getting flowers. And he didn't want her to feel left out. That's what he told me. And this was a rare instance where I got a little tough with him. And I said, that's not why you did it. And he said, what do you mean? I said, you did it because you think this will make her want to get back together with you. And after some hem-hawing around, he finally admitted that was the reason that he did it, is because deep down, no matter what I told him, where I'm observing these situations from a neutral perspective, no preconceived ideas, just watching what happens, thousands of cases, that he dismissed that because he believed he could touch her heart, warm her up, get her to want to be together with him again if he gave her a gift on Valentine's Day. To get a little bit old school Coach Lee, he tried to bribe her to love him again. He tried to bribe her to love him again. And if you're watching this video and you're thinking you want to send a gift, if I'm just making a generalization because it will help more people without me having to get into all the details, most of the time guys want to send flowers. Girls will do chocolates or a gift personalized to him, like about a sports team or a stuffed animal that has a sports team logo on it. Those are some common things. And the person will tell me about the gift and how much thought they put into it. And I'll let them explain. And then I'll tell them, so you think the bribe would work? And they're usually shocked that I use that word. But let's be honest, and if we just define it, even though you have wonderful intent and you care and you love this person, you're hoping that the gift will cause a reaction in them, which amounts to a bribe. You're trying to bribe them to love you. Now, here's the problem with that. There's very few positives you can get from this, even if they like the gift. And that's where I want to stop first and talk about this. If you get the perfect gift, if you could pick the perfect gift and cause this person to want to get back together with you, do you really want them back because your gift selection was so wonderful? Think about that. At this point, you probably think you'll take them back any way you can get them. But think about it. If you could get them back because you chose the perfect gift, is it because they love you or because they think you're a darn good gift giver? And do you think that will last? Will you have to keep giving them wonderful gifts? Do you really want to be in a relationship like that? And so you could appeal to the wrong side of this person, to the selfish side, where they might even think they can get a little bit out of you. I will say that's very rare. But if you're being honest, you probably have some sort of investment in thinking that could actually help you, that if you just picked the right gift, that communicated to them, that had an inside story, a memory between the two of you, that maybe then that's where you could get them back. Don't fall for it. Because what they will probably feel for you, especially if it's too early, if you have not been in no contact long enough, the breakup has only recently happened, they're going to pity you. And again, I'm talking about where this person has broken up with you. If you broke up with them, by all means, send them a gift. Reach out. Tell them you're sorry, that you want them back, that you made a mistake. I'm not talking about if you did the dumping. If you did the dumping, the ball's in your court. You need to be the one to go to them because you were the one who broke the tie. But if they broke up with you and you send them a gift, they will probably feel pity for you. And here's the thing. You can feel pity for someone you were already attracted to. But if they broke up with you, attraction has fallen. And if they pity you, it will only harm attraction. Pity cannot resuscitate attraction. Pity can't resurrect attraction. It only kicks it while it's down. It makes it worse. You pity the people you feel sorry for. You don't pity the people that you think they are awesome. You pity the people you feel sorry for. And that's different from attraction, and it's actually a negative if you want to reattract this person, which if you want them back, you do. Attraction is the gold standard. That's what you focus on, is attraction. And I'm not just talking about looking like you're a model. I'm talking about emotional attraction, showing inner strength, which again, you send them a gift on Valentine's Day, it doesn't show inner strength. It looks like you might be trying to get on their good side, to beg, to convince, to bribe them to come back. It's just in the form of a nice little gift with red trim. A lot of people are surprised to learn that their ex could get really mad if you send them a gift because they will think, this person still wants me back. So they were relieved thinking they kind of got it over with and now they could sail off into the sunset without you, which hurts, I know. But again, if you look at my video stages of no contact, I talk about how the relief stage where they say there's no chance of us getting back together, I've moved on, don't want to be with you. Of course they do. That's why they broke up with you. And that can change. This stage, they're in that. They're reveling in that. And if you hit them at this stage with a gift, it can cause anger because they think that they get to enjoy the peace and quiet, that they've gotten the breakup over with, that you're playing ball and leaving them alone, which will come back and get at them later. But at the moment, it's not. My emergency breakup kit goes into how to get your ex back in great detail. It's a guide to help you get your ex back, and it's based on 20 years in the relationship recovery service. Take a look at the link in the description below to my emergency breakup kit. You can find out more about that and get that. Also hit that subscribe button. Now, here's another thing. If they get upset at you, they get further away from you, and they want the breakup even more, you start them over in the process because they have to get upset about the gift, and then they go eventually back into relief because they're not upset anymore. And so you slow everything down, you push everything back. It feels like it would work. It feels like it would work, but what you feel is not always real. For those of you who've tried to talk your ex into getting back together with you, you feel like if I can just say this, I've got them. They'll take me back, they'll want me back. And then it doesn't work. And you're like, that Coach Lee, he knows a thing or two about a thing or two. I'm trying to help you not have to pay the price for this. And I'm telling you, Yes, it would be kind. It would be thoughtful and warm for you to send them a gift, but it would not help you get them back. You're basing this on, what if you got a gift from them? How would you feel? You would feel wonderful. It would make your day or month or year, maybe even make your life. And so you're thinking, surely it would have a similar effect on them. It probably won't. If they haven't contacted you yet, they're not ready. They're not receptive. And it's only going to push them further back. It's going to make them realize, oh, he still wants me back. What will that cause? It will take away the fear of loss. You will solidify yourself in backup plan mode where they know, oh, well, if I change my mind, I can always get him back. I can always get her back. Just a text. I mean, they still want me back. So I've got free reign. I can do whatever I want. I don't have to worry about losing them. And so you give them a chance to move on simply because they don't have to worry about losing you. And emotionally, they can get further away from you simply because there's no fear of loss. And so you can really hurt your efforts of getting your ex back by sending them a gift on Valentine's Day or by contacting them. Some people say, oh, well, shouldn't I at least say Happy Valentine's Day? Why? What would that do? Would that give them a Happy Valentine's Day? No. You're saying, I hope you have a Happy Valentine's Day, right? That's what it really means. So it really doesn't do anything except show them there's still something there. It takes away that mystery that might be brewing because they will probably think, oh, she still wants me back or he still wants me back. That's why they're sending this. And you break no contact. For some reason, people tend to think it's okay to break no contact on Valentine's Day or a birthday. And I have a video about the birthday. And should you reach out on birthday or Christmas or New Year's? No, it's breaking no contact. And you've got to be stronger than that if you want them back. I'm asking you to trust me because I've seen this. Now, does it work 100% of the time? No. I never said that. It doesn't work 100% of the time because we're dealing with people. And as I've said before, say it with me, they're not math problems. So it cannot work 100% of the time, but it works a lot. And it works a lot more than you trying to force the situation, trying to reach out, trying to convince them by gift giving or thoughtful words, loving words, begging, pleading. It works so much more than that. It's in the 70% range as far as how often it works. And that's actually been researched by universities in the United States who got that number on this system. So you can have confidence that that's a pretty darn good success rate, seeing as how if you try to force it by begging, pleading, reaching out, it drops to somewhere in the 20s. So trust me on this. I'm not just saying this because I think it sounds good or because I think it makes a good video. I'm telling you based on what I've seen. I'm not just saying this because I'm just so darn smart. You can decide that for yourself. But I'm telling you this because I've seen it and I'm observing it. I'm just telling you this is what I saw. Thousands of cases. So I hope that this helps you because I know a lot of you really feel like if you could send the right gift on Valentine's Day, it could get them back. That amounts to bribery. It will push you further back in the process. It will bring them back to stage one where they just want relief and it eliminates curiosity. And so it literally takes them back. And that's at best because it could just make them move on completely and be so disgusted by you. And I know that sounds like, how could a warm, loving gift do that? The mind of the dumper. I have a video called Stages Your Ex Goes Through, and I talk about what can happen to make them literally disgusted with you, and this is one of them. It doesn't make sense, but because they're wanting to get away from you, they think they want to get away from you right now, it can cause that because it seems like you aren't letting them, and they're having to watch you hurt, and they turn you into the enemy because you're making them watch you hurt, which hurts them. And so you're hurting them. And what do we do when someone's hurting us? Sometimes we fight back. We get angry at this person. We usually don't feel more attraction to them. So trust me on this. Hit the subscribe button. Get information about my emergency breakup kit in the description below. Get information. It can really help you, give you a solid plan so that you're not just spending crazy amounts of time researching this and asking friends who've seen 2 or 3 cases in their entire life. Trust me. Click the subscribe button below so that you can be notified when I have more videos like this. This has been Coach Lee, and as always, thank you for watching.